So who won CPAC? You know, they do a straw poll at the end of it, and we heard from all the different speakers, the usual suspects: Rick Santorum, Sarah Palin, Rand Paul, Ted Cruz, etc. And the winner is Rand Paul, but not by a little, by a lot. He crushed the competition. 31%. Coming in second is Ted Cruz at only 11%. And the brackets show you how much they've moved up in the last year, or in some cases moved down. And then this is an embarrassment for everybody. Dr. Ben Carson, who comes in at third at 9%. His main distinction is that he is black and hates President Obama. That's why he came in third at CPAC. Congratulations. And then Christie is a miserable fourth, but the only thing more miserable is Rick Santorum, who he, in his mind, thinks is the front runner because he kind of came in second in 2012, is at fifth place and dropping at 7% and losing points from last year. And then the rest of the field is just fun. Marco Rubio, Paul Ryan. Paul Ryan's at 3%. He was the VP nominee. 3%. Rubio went down 17% because he dared to say we should do immigration reform. That would still be soul-crushing, by the way, but a little bit of immigration reform. Rick Perry's at 3%. He went up 3 points, meaning he was at 0 last year. That's fun. Bobby Jindal, Condi Rice, Huckabee, and then Palin. Why are people talking about Palin? She's at 2%. She's at 2% in a national poll in CPAC. That's a conservative conference. 2%. Okay. So obviously there's a lot of love for Rand Paul at CPAC, as you can tell. Even cutouts of Rand Paul get a lot of love. Is there anything funnier than young Republican women? God bless them, man. Back when I was in college and I was a young Republican, hey, I would have been wanting to be in the middle of that picture. So, Rand Paul, the big winner. And now, you have to understand a couple of things. This means that there are two things at play here. Number one, CPAC has got well-known love for the Paul family. Let's just keep it real. Okay, so it doesn't mean Rand Paul is going to win the nomination in 2016. Not only is it a long way away, but CPAC has not necessarily predicted that at all. In fact, let me show you the last 5 years here. You might sense a trend. In 2010, it was Ron Paul that was the winner of the poll. Then 2011, Ron Paul. 2012, look at that, Mitt Romney. 2013, Rand Paul. 2014, Rand Paul. So I believe I sense a little bit of a trend there. But that goes to point number two, which is that CPAC is younger than your average conservative get-together. And I think that this trend towards libertarianism within the Republican Party, as it pertains to the young, is absolutely real. Both an unofficial informal survey by Huffington Post and a more formal survey by CPAC also conclude that a majority of the people at CPAC believe that marijuana should be legalized. Now, these are conservatives. Again, it depends on what you want to call a Republican or a conservative these days, but there is a heavy libertarian trend within the Republican Party. Is it big enough to put Rand Paul in as at least the official nominee in 2016? There's no way of knowing that right now. But it's real. There's no question about that. And if you looked at the answers as to why they thought marijuana should be legalized, it costs too much money to imprison all those people. We can get tax dollars. Those are not, unnormal answers for a Republican on that side of the issue. But then things like one person said, because freedom. Now legalizing pot in some Republican circles, and apparently the majority at CPAC, has become freedom. That's a sea change. So all of a sudden, here come the libertarians.